channel. In today's video we are going to be discussing a overly discussed and an overly prevalent thing, and that is I personally do not like it, and that's what I'm going to rant about today. So this video is going to be less about the more important reasons why I don't like it, and it's more going to be the silly smaller reasons that I don't like it, or I'm just sick of hearing about it. It's going to be like one of those two. So it'll either be why I don't like using it, and then why I just don't want to hear about it, I'm sick of it. But anyways, so with that in mind, the point of this video isn't to criticize anyone who uses it, or offend anyone who uses it. That's not my point. I'm more just here to just rant about I'm a bit annoyed at it, especially lately, for two instances that I'll share. So I have 3 little dot points here of things that I want to discuss. So depending on how long the video has gotten to, I do have the 3rd dot point of ethical issues. So I'll just touch on them. I won't really discuss them. It's mostly just going to be a light-hearted rant type of thing. So let's begin. So the first thing is, actually, you know what? Let's share my 2 experiences that kind of inspired me to make this video. And each experience, the two first dot points are the 2 experiences. So the first experience / the first dot point is, it is shoved down our throats, for lack of a better word. So what I mean by that is, the other day I was applying for jobs, and I don't remember what the website was, to be honest. It was a job board, and it was on one of the jobs it was apply with AI, or AI assistant, and I'm what, why? Why is this needed? We're just cutting down a tree for nothing, or using 50 bottles of water for nothing. So I don't know what the feature was, to be honest, but I just feel why is it needed? Because it's not even it would mass apply to jobs or anything like that. You had to go through the list and click specific jobs and apply using this AI thing. So I really don't know what it brings to the table, per se. So, so that inspired me to rant about it, because I just saw that and I was why? I'm so sick of it. On that same note, it also drives me crazy when you your phone or your computer. It's especially prevalent with the computer at the moment, but then again my phone has also done it. You'll get an update, a software update, and it'll be there's all these crazy new features, how exciting, and when you actually read the list of new features, it's just AI, it's now the computer can, I don't even know, crop out photos, and I'm I could do that myself. It's not crazy. Stop overhyping every goddamn AI feature, because then I read all these new features and I'm oh, how exciting, and then I just see that it's a bunch of AI slop, and then I'm oh, for God's sake, I'm just sick of hearing about it. It's they're really trying to make it a thing, and I feel yes, there's a lot of people who really like it, but I feel there's also a lot of people who don't. successfully, or if like the resistance to it will stop it from solidifying. I don't know. So also when I say AI, I'm kind of more thinking like the chatbots, not so much like generative like image AI or video AI. I think that's like stupid. Regardless, like, I don't know, not stupid, but like a waste of resources. At least some of the stuff that you see on like Twitter or TikTok, like, you know, like you like drained a whole lake. You drained oh my god, I was gonna say one of the Great Lakes, but I can't remember any of them. Lake Michigan, I'm not sure, but you drained one of those just to generate a stupid video. So I don't like those, and it obviously steals like business and money from artists. So like that's my point on that. So I'm not really referring to specifically like generative AI. I more just mean like AI as a whole. So the second thing that I wanted to discuss, beyond the shoving it down our throats thing, and like another reason why I don't like it, and honestly probably the biggest reason, or one of the bigger reasons, is that it's not even good at its job. Like, sorry if that was a bit loud. Like, so another anecdote. The other night, I was trying to find out, Catherine the Great, if anyone knows who she is, the, Russian Empress or Tsarina, or whatever they're called, who, staged a coup against her husband, Peter III, and killed him, and she took the throne from him, and yeah, I was trying to see if she had descended in any way from like English nobility, whether that be like Edward III or William the Conqueror or whatever, right? Because most people are actually descendants of, I think, William the Conqueror, and a lot of people from Edward III. So it was very likely that she probably was, especially since she was born into nobility. So I looked it up, and so I was like, let's use AI for this, because I have done that before for like for my little like genealogy things, but I will always like check it, which is how we're coming into this story. So I asked it, I was like, is Catherine the Great a descendant of English royalty? And it was like, no. And then I was like, I doubt that. So then I was like, is Catherine the Great a descendant of William the Conqueror? And it was like, yes. Well, no, maybe I said Edward III. I think I said Edward III first, and it was like, yes. She's descended from Edward III because of these marriages to like this house and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, can you give me like a little like a list that from William or Edward, all the way down to Catherine. And it gives me a list. It gives me a list, and it goes like Catherine, and then her mother. And so I was fact checking this. So then it goes her mother, and then like her mother's mother was wrong. Like the name that the AI gave me was completely different to the real like grandmother of Catherine. So I said to the AI, I was like, that person's wrong. And then they're like, good catch. Good catch. We're so sorry about that. Oh, I accidentally bumped the desk. Sorry about that. But wow, we're so sorry about that. We made a mistake. Good. You've got a good eye. You know, like all that crap. And then so it got to the point where asked it again. I think that's when I asked about William, because then I was like, well, maybe it's confused and she's not a descendant of Edward, but surely she's a descendant of William. So I put William in, and it gives me like a list, and then it goes like mum, dad, or like mum. No, I think it goes dad, then like his mother or whatever, right? And then again we get to like the third generation, like up, and it's wrong. Like it's just a person. Like the person I think might exist. I don't know, but they're not her ancestor. So I say it again, and it's like, good catch. Sorry, that was a bit loud. Good catch. Blah 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 blah. So then it got to the point that so then after that I messaged like again trying to get a list, like, can you correct it? And then it was like, it then said like, no, like it didn't say no. It was like, we're not going to provide a list because we don't. It essentially, for the most part, said like we don't know, or like there's no accurate sources or something like that, right? But it's like, okay, if there's no accurate sources and you don't know, and like there's no like data on the internet that, you know, like has her like genealogy, then that's alright. But why did you just make up information before? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's uncertain, it just makes crap up, which is so like crazy, because there's lots of people who place their trust into AI, whether that's a wise decision or not. But place their trust into AI and it just spews out crap that is wrong. Like, it's not even like close, it's just wrong. So that's my second point, that like it's not as good as everyone thinks. Like, again, at least like the text ones. So, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, and with like mathematics as well, when I was in high school. No, I can't be it, because AI wasn't really. It didn't really start like really popping off until after I left, if I remember correctly. But sorry, I'm trying to hold back a yawn because it's 2 a.m. right now. But anyways, yes, mathematics. I don't know why I was doing a math thing with AI, to be honest, but it was wrong. Like, I think I was trying to get it to help me to learn like some math thing. I really don't remember what it was for, but it was just wrong. Like, it was wrong. I can't say anything more than that. I don't know how I found out it was wrong. I think it was because it might have been for like a class, and then I went to the next class and like relearned it, or whatever, and then would go back and do it or whatever, and it was wrong. Like, and it drives me crazy, because it's like everyone gives it so much credit, and for what? It's wrong. Sorry, I'm getting a bit passionate. No, but it just annoys me. It's like, it's just not as great as everyone makes it out to be. So so given what I've said, I've never really used it. This is gonna sound like, oh, look at me, I'm morally superior. I don't mean it in that way, but like, yeah, sorry, I bumped my desk because I was just looking, but I never really used it for university or anything, because I just didn't trust it, because I've seen online all these things about it just like making up stuff that's not true, like as I've said, the things that I've already said, like, yeah, but also like it will go like, oh, this, and then it will cite a reference that just doesn't exist. It's not real. So I didn't want to get expelled from uni so I didn't use it. And I also just didn't see the point when I'd have to go back and check everything anyways. So I might as well just do it right the first time. I don't know. To each their own, like whatever, right? But yes, I didn't really use it for uni, like at all. Sorry about that. But AI. I can't remember. God. AI, uni. I don't know, I didn't use it, basically, is what I was trying to say, because it's usually wrong. And then I guess the third thing, ethical issues, like as I said, taking money away from artists in the case of generative AI. Just like, all the resource usage, like the water and all that. Also the fact that these like AI data centers are being built, like I see it all the time, especially in America, like near like residential communities, and so then their water is impacted, and there's like really loud noise like emitted from these like massive like data centers, and I just feel like my thoughts are just like, is it worth it? Like, is it really worth the disruption of so much for it to just not even be right most of the time? It's like, what's the point? I don't know. Like, maybe it's a thing that will be perfected as time goes on, but I just see it as like a waste. Like, the money that's spent on these centers, the water, and just like the impact to the well-being of people around them. Like, is it really worth it? I don't think so. At least AI, at what it's at now, it's not worth it, in my opinion. So, and also another thing, this is a bit like specific to like me and like people who play on like who have computers. Well, I guess it impacts everyone because technology is such a big part of like life these days. But like with AI, the prices of so many like computer parts have just gone through the bloody roof, and it's like, again, is it really worth inconveniencing all these people just so you can go like generate or like ask it a question in which it'll probably get it wrong? I don't know, maybe it could have good impacts on society in the future, but for now, personally, I believe it is taking more than it's giving. And on a more like specific note, some of the like AI company CEOs seem like absolute nut jobs too. Like, it's kind of unrelated and it's a bit of like a bias, but then some of them seem like they're just crazy. And once more, like not actually contributing anything to society and just stripping from it. I guess that's capitalism. But anyways, so my point is that I'm not too fond of AI, and I just don't know if it's really worth all the like just everything that's going into it. And then like you hear it, like everyone, I guess I'm contributing to the problem, but you just hear like about it all the time, and I think I've seen it online, AI fatigue, like I've got that. It's just like, I'm sick of hearing about it, like, and it's always the most like mundane, unimportant, like AI related thing that they're always going on about, and it's like, I don't care. And is this really needed? Is my kind of question. And I'll touch on this last point, and then I think I'll end the video here because I'm kind of running out of things to say for once. But there's also the ethical issue of, humans, we're bloody, evil. I feel like everything I hear about AI, online or whatever, in the news or wherever, right? It's always being used for, in my opinion, extremely unethical things. It's being used for mass surveillance. Apparently Coles, which is a supermarket in Australia, they've partnered with a firm, and I think they're to have cameras that use AI and they can track all this stuff. And I'm like, of course, humans, we see a new crazy nice technology, and of course our first thought is, how can we use this to how can we use this in the worst way possible? It's just honestly disappointing, how screwed up as a species are we? Not to get overly philosophical, but why is it that with every technology we either discover technologies in horrible ways, or we find a new technology and we're like, oh, that's really cool, now let's figure out how to hurt the most people, harm the most people, do this and that with it. It's can't we just discover something and use it for good? I don't know, maybe it's naive, but it's like how, we invent guns and we're like, okay, now let's shoot people, or developing nuclear weapons to bomb people, or how can we get, the techiest plane that can drop all these, but it's just crazy, why do we do that? I don't know, it's just disappointing in my opinion. But anyways, I'm getting far off from my main point, which is AI. So that is where I'll end it for now. I hope that you enjoyed this rant, and thank you very much for watching. And also, I'm considering when I hit 500 subscribers, I will do the Q&A video. But it just depends on how many questions I get. If there's not many, then I will save it for 1,000 or some other milestone. So just putting that out there. So, anyways, thank you all so much for the comments last week about the car licenses. I actually enjoyed hearing how it worked in other countries, and also hearing that our restrictions here are ridiculous. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. So please comment your opinions on AI, whether you agree, disagree, don't care. Yeah, anything, comment whatever you like, as long as it's not hateful. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.